this video I wanted to make so that anybody that's struggling could see that you can change your life. If you were to just look at me, you would probably never imagine that I've been to jail. Like I said, I'm very blessed that I didn't have to do, time, just a few days there, but it was enough to really shake me up and make me appreciate life so much, and my freedom so much. And I just want to say that as well, I do not have a record. I do not have any misdemeanors or felonies, which again, I'm very grateful for. My record is clean. What I originally got pulled over for was I was driving my car with one of my friends at the time, which wasn't really my friend. It was just somebody I was around because we were living the same life. Me and her had gone to a party and we were on our way home. And I had swung by a friend's house and I had run out of my medication that I was prescribed. And they ended up giving me some to hold me over until my script was filled. So we were driving back home and I didn't have, I guess my front tail light was out. So I got pulled over for my tail light and they ended up, running my license and I had some unpaid tickets. So they took me out of the car and they searched my car and they found the medication. And because it was not in the proper containers, I got arrested. And let me tell you, the whole time that this was happening, I was terrified, okay? I had never been to jail. I had never, any of it. So when they explained to me what was happening and that I was going to jail, I'm like, oh my god, my mom is going to literally kill me. You guys don't even understand. My mom is such a proper, good person at heart and just so pure and sweet. And she's never seen the inside of a jail cell and never would. She's just such an amazing person. Not to say that people who go to jail are not amazing people, because, good people make mistakes. I'm living proof of that. I just went ahead and changed my shirt because I was very hot. I have the door closed so you guys don't hear the loud AC and I'm sweating. So anyways, let's get into my couple days in jail and what it was like. So, back to the story. I get, pulled over, my car gets searched, the police officer finds the medication not in its proper container, so I couldn't prove that it was mine. Well, it technically wasn't, but I couldn't prove that I had a script for it. So, I get, taken down to the station, and he's like, I'm like, oh my god, am I going to jail? And he's like, just come down to the station. He was kind of a jerk, he was driving extremely fast with me in the back seat in handcuffs. And mind you, my anxiety is on 20 million at this point because my car was towed away and they were taking it to an impound, and I knew that I had to call my mom and tell her that I was literally getting taken to the police station. And I was just terrified and I didn't know what to expect. It's just all these feelings I was going through, right? So I get down to the station and they book me, and you literally have to take off all your clothing items. And I mean all of your clothing items. You have to take the shoelaces out of your shoes, and I had just gotten brand new sneakers and they And like, you go in there with just the stuff you have, you know? So like, okay, so I get booked and they put me in the back and they're like, you get one phone call. I'm like, oh my god, I don't even want to use my phone call. But I knew I had to because my mom would freak out, you know? Mind you, this is like 9 years ago. So I was young. 9 years ago. Maybe even 10 years ago. Might have even been 10 years ago. Anyway, so I was literally like dead terrified to call my mother, but I knew that I had to, so I called her and I'm like, Mom, don't be mad. And that was like the first words that came out of my mouth. I'm like, you know, I'm down at the station, you have to come get me, like you have to make this right. And she was just like freaking out, of course, freaking out, and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. So, you know, she's like, you know, call me when you figure out what's going on, and I'm like, call you? They told me I have one call, like, you have to help me. So, they ended up, you know, I couldn't get out until I seen the judge, and the judge was like out of town or something, so I ended up having to go down, like, downtown, which is like, it's called the holding center, the holding center, and the holding center is like top security, so there's certain levels of like security in jails, like minimum, maximum, and like the highest, and where I was the highest security level. So the first where they originally booked me was in a very nice neighborhood, and they literally got you like McDonald's, and yeah, it was McDonald's for breakfast, and then they got us like subs for lunch, and I'm like, you know, not so bad. Well, that was just the beginning. And mind you, like in these cells, there's just a little sink that's like a metal freezing cold sink, a little toilet that again is metal and freezing cold and dirty and disgusting, and just a little bench, so no bed, where the first place I was. I literally had to use the toilet paper holder to lay my head down on this bench and go to sleep. So finally they call me and they're like, you know, come on, you're going downtown to the holding center. So I'm like, oh no, because I've heard stories of this place and I know that it's like awful. It's like the most awfulest place on earth. So I get in this van with like other people that were arrested, and we go down to the holding center, and then you have to go through booking all over again. And I forgot to tell you, once you take off your clothes, you have to like squat and cough totally naked, okay, to make sure that you don't have anything that you're not supposed to have on you. So, you know, I get booked at the holding center, and you get thrown in this room with like, I don't know, maybe there was like 60 people in this room, and you're held there until they figure out where they're going to put you. And there's like all these people that like know each other and have been to jail before and like know what's going on. And then there's just little old me who's like terrified and don't know what to do, like don't know anything. I need more glass. So I'm in this holding center, and they're like, you know, you're here until you see the judge to like get comfortable. And I had no idea when I was going to see the judge. Like, they never told me that. They don't tell you things. Like, you can't just ask questions. Like, there's so many people. Like, and there's not somebody in the room with you. There's not like a guard or a cop in the room with you. It's just you and these other inmates. So they give us lunch at the holding center, and the food there, when I tell you, it's worse than like the food I feed my cats. It's worse than the food I feed my cats. Like, it is slop on a plate. Just disgusting. Like boiled hot dogs that were like white. They weren't even like a regular colored hot dog. I'm like, I can't eat that. And they're like, you need to eat or else you're gonna starve. Like, this is what you get. You can order commissary, but you can only order it once a week, and it's on a Tuesday. And I got there on a Tuesday, so I just missed it. So literally, like, I was just SOL. So let me just tell you, like, about the holding center. So finally, after like, I don't know, maybe like 10 to 12 hours of sitting in this little space where there's, you know, no bed, you can't lay down, you get like a little area, or you have to stand if there's not enough room to sit because there's so many people waiting to go to their rooms, their bunks, their cells. Okay. So finally I get taken to my cell, and you're literally behind bars here, so like they tell you to, like, you know, cell up or bunk up, and you have to go in your cell, and the bar is like shut, and it's so loud and the scariest sound. So I go upstairs, and it was just, I was terrified. And you have to wear like an all orange jumpsuit, and it's the ugliest color orange. You look like a pumpkin, and it's all over like crazy too big and stained, and it's just awful. Okay. And you literally have like one pair of underwear because, you know, you can order more in commissary, or you can have your family bring it, but visiting days are only like once or twice a week. So I had my one pair of underwear that I had to literally wash in the sink. Like, it's just awful. Okay. Then they wake you up at 4:30 a.m. every morning for chow. That's what they call it. Chow. C-H-O-W. C-H-O-W. Chow. Which is breakfast in regular terms. And if you don't get up for breakfast, which is literally like a banana, bread, they give you bread with everything, and it's like wheat bread, very heavy wheat bread, and cereal, and the cereal's disgusting. It's like cardboard paper. That's what it tastes like. And milk. That's your breakfast. And if you don't wake up to eat that breakfast, you starve. You don't eat again until lunch or dinner. And if lunch or dinner is something that you don't like and you're not hungry, like, you're starving. So you literally get up at like 4:30 in the morning to eat this chow, and it's, like I said, gross, and you're so tired. And mind you, when you're in like the bars, when you're behind the bars, your toilet is facing where like the deputies walk back and forth, so they can literally stare at you going to the bathroom. It's so uncomfortable, and it's so humiliating. And the shower, there's one shower, and it's like a tin can, pretty much. It's like a tin box, and there were fruit flies in there, and you have to like, you can only get a razor like a couple times a week, and it's like one of those straight blade razors, like that you cut yourself a million times with. And when I first got there, like I said, I just missed commissary, so you get this tiny little white bar of soap that's in like, it's the most disgusting. It doesn't have any scent. It barely cleans you. The toothpaste was like hair gel. That's literally what it felt like, was hair gel. No scent, no taste, totally disgusting. The cheapest little toothbrush that you could ever see in your life. It's just horrific, and there's absolutely nothing to do. Like, nothing to do. And if you don't feel good, you can't just be like, hey, I don't feel good, can I go see the nurse? No. You have to put in a slip, and then like a couple days later, maybe a week sometimes, they'll come get you and bring you down to the nurse, but by that time you might not even be sick anymore. So I think I was in there for like 4 days. It felt like eternity. It literally felt like eternity. It took so long. And my mom ended up bailing me out. She's the sweetest can be, because if she didn't bail me out, I would have been there for like 2 weeks, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. Like, I just couldn't. And I was a lot stronger mentally and like just like a rougher person back then, and I couldn't handle it back then. To me now, I don't know if I could do it now, because I'm not the same person as I was back then. Like, I just think I would mentally break if I went back there now. But luckily I don't do or put myself in the position to go back there. Needless to say, I ended up going to court. It was over, but it taught me a lot of lessons, and you know, it's part of me, you know, it's part of who I am, and I wanted to tell you guys that, so you like heard from a real person what jail is actually like. And you know, people argue and people fight and people steal your stuff. You know, there are some nice people that I met in there, and I made a couple friends in there. But you know, it's scary. It's scary, and you feel just so degraded. But yeah, so that's my little jail time story. Like I said, I'm blessed that my record is clean, and ironically now I literally help other addicts in the same court that I originally got arrested in. How full circle